Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The red record light is red, which means we're recording a special and unusual episode of the ShockMarathons Podcast. I'm Matt Farley here with Charlie Roxburgh.
Hello.
And Tom is not with us this month. It's a month of upheaval, really. Charlie did a cross-country trip.
Right.
I believe Tom welcomed a new member to his family.
Yeah, everybody's busy.
And so everyone's busy. Too busy to watch some horror movies and discuss them. But we know that the audience, all...
The fan, yeah.
The fan, yeah.
Oh, the fans.
The fan. Our one fan in New Mexico is listening. And therefore...
Richard, too. I'm sorry to interrupt.
New Mexico,
we got a few fans. I'm sorry. We got a few fans.
New Mexico and Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, those are our hardcore fans that we're grateful to. But there are more.
Vermont too. Actually, I take it all back. Yeah, it's we got a great audience.
New Mexico, Vermont, and Tampa that we know of, and we're very grateful to those three listeners. Anyway, this is a special episode where now Tom and I, many of you might know, are in a band called MOES HAVEN, greatest band of all time, right, Charlie?
Yeah, I've heard a lot over the years in the dorm room and on road trips, and it's all good stuff.
Any chance I get to play this music to people who have no other choice, I take that opportunity. And Tom and I, we did an entire album of songs about horror movies that we have watched in our marathons. Charlie, I don't know if you've even heard most of these.
I've heard a good amount of them, but there might be a few surprises.
Might be a few surprises.
Yeah, I like them.
The album is called Shock October. No. It's called Shocktober, but it's parentheses SH, close parentheses, then OC, then parentheses K, close parentheses, and then Tober. That's pretty clever, huh?
Art. Art. That's what I call it.
The definition of art. And the photo is a picture of me on the train tracks and Tom way in the background, and we were on the walk to end all walks. Charlie, remember that?
Awesome. Yeah, we got so much good material from that.
We did a 4-day, 93-mile walk along the train tracks in New Hampshire just for the joy of it.
Mm-hmm.
But enough about that. Let's listen to some songs about horror movies. The album opens with a song about The Jar, which is one that we've already covered on the podcast. Great movie, huh, Charlie?
Oh, yeah. Well, big fan favorite. And this might even help some people to understand it, because you kind of get into some details here, right?
Major details, and it's a beautiful epic. I just want to let everyone know, I used to do a lot of fun with the left and the right channels, Charlie, you know?
Okay, yeah.
And whenever I'm combining whenever I'm transferring music from one thing to another, it like the channels don't seem to work. Like when you're in a restaurant and you're on the left side of the restaurant, you only hear the left side of the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the stereo spread.
And maybe my wires aren't stereo wires, so my apologies. The piano's a little low in the mix, but you can deal with it. And on another aside, Charlie, I don't like splitting the left and right anymore. I'm a mono guy. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of uppity to go left and right. Like you think you're better than everybody.
Yeah, in the Brill Building, they probably just went mono.
I agree. Good enough for the Brill Building, good enough for The Jar by MOES HAVEN. Well, an old man gave me a jar, and pretty much so far, it's driven me completely insane. And I find it very hard to maintain any kind of civil behavior when there's a visit from my lovely neighbor. Oh, she's so pretty and she's so nice. Being with her could be paradise. If only my mind, it weren't controlled by a jar with a little troll. Can't you see this on Broadway, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean it's like an inspired piece of fan fiction because you get new material from the point of view of our main character.
Yeah,
Very
because this
nice.
is like an internal monologue, which is something you don't get in the movie. So you're right. We should maybe, when we've done a podcast on every movie we've seen, maybe we should then write a book
Hmm.
from the point of view of our favorite character.
I just want to get to that meeting with the Broadway producers where we just pitch the Jar the musical and getting the owners of the original
To sign
movie
off on it.
that phone call to be like, we're interested in pushing you on Broadway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Just to reach that meeting. Whatever happens after that, I don't care.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a great song, and it's beautiful. Now, excuse me, I pressed the wrong button. Now, a movie we haven't done yet, Charlie, stars Fiona Apple's father.
Wow.
Why don't you tell the people what movie that is?
That is going to be Christmas Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, Christmas Evil is obviously a Christmas-themed horror movie with a Santa who is kind of really loves Christmas and is keeping track of who's naughty and who's nice. Part of the infamous Christmas movie horror subgenre.
Yes.
And we really like it. It's funny, it's inspired, it's unexpected, and the song is awesome too.
What, my song or?
Your song, yeah.
Wow, so nice. Charlie's never been this nice about my music. I should only ask you about my music when we're recording it for posterity.
Not in the middle of a 10-hour road trip, but it's been on repeat.
Here we go. I don't know if you hear that, but that was like a riff on Jingle Bells right there, the opening. Can you hear that? It was a din 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 din. It's a different melody, but I was going with for Jingle Bells. Do you hear that, Charlie?
It's almost slightly off, like our main character.
Wow, that's deep. All right,
Yeah.
let's hear more.
Time for some Christmas evil. Time for some Christmas evil. Uncle Harry gonna snap your neck, you're gonna break your face if you don't believe in the magic of Christmas Eve. Time for some Christmas evil. Time for some Christmas evil. Uncle Harry gonna crash the bash, he's gonna dance all night, and everything will be alright. Time for some Christmas evil. Time for some Christmas evil. Uncle Harry gonna make a speech, he's gonna take a stand, and everyone will understand. Time for some Christmas evil. Time for some Christmas evil. Uncle Harry gonna find the notes, he's gonna play the tune, and everything will be alright. Time for some Christmas evil. Time for some Christmas evil. Uncle Harry gonna find the notes, he's gonna play the tune, and everything will be alright. Then his van is gonna take flight. Time for some
And then his van is going to take flight.
Yeah.
What a
Nice.
bold decision. In the movie, the van flies away like a sleigh at the end, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a pretty normal, natural movie with just slasher kind of stuff going on and like weird comedy, and then all of a sudden magic happens. It's great.
For a movie to have no magic for 89 minutes, and then in the 90th and final minute for the van to fly off like a sleigh is bold filmmaking and wrong in every way.
Yeah, that would have gotten shot down by a committee or something, but because it's a pretty small movie, I think it was able to get done. It's great.
Thank God for no committees. There's so many movies that we haven't covered yet, Charlie, that are great. For instance, Final Exam, one of my all-time favorite films. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that movie?
Oh yeah, so fun, great main character. I own the novelization as well, which is which is a nice read. Yeah, I mean, for the time period, the quality of the image, the fun, everything about Final Exam, I'm in favor of.
I got the DVD with commentary, and it was great to listen to them discuss it. And it's all in one it's all on the campus. College campus is a great location for a horror movie. And the killer has no motivation or personality, just a guy killing people which is awesome. I don't want to get bogged down in the history of this evil guy. I just want to deal with hijinks on a campus and some horror.
Yeah, that's so true.
Now, this song specifically is about a moment that we made a T-shirt out of this moment. This is where Radish, the anxiety-ridden main character, has a touching moment with a girl, and just when she seems to let on that she's interested in him, he panics and says, "I got to go do inventory for the coach."
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a song about that moment. It's called "Final Exam" by MOES HAVEN.
Well, she looks really pretty and she looks really nice. Here I am with bourbon and a cup full of ice. I'm afeared of the topic she's poised to broach, so I rise to do some inventory for the coach. But before I leave, I tell her lock the door and I walk away. But I still got more to say to her. I still got more to say to her. So I tell her she's pretty and I tell her she's nice, that I wouldn't look at any other girl even twice, that being with her would be like paradise. And then I leave with my bourbon and my cup full of ice.
Oh, that's beautiful, huh, Charlie?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That you can tell when my vocabulary doesn't match Tom's. So when there's a line like "I'm afeared of the topic she's poised to broach," that's a Tom Scalzo line without question.
Yeah, I agree. I picked that up.
Oftentimes, I will write it in Hemingway-esque plain English. Maybe not Hemingway-esque, maybe more just like preschool, plain plain English. And then Tom will say, "Hey, whoa, let me fix that for you." And that's how we work.
And whenever it seems like an accent is called for, I always appreciate Tom's busting out some sort of accent, because it just
brings
works.
it to a whole new level.
Yeah, that inventory line we also paid homage to in our Manch Vegas movie.
Absolutely. The sweep up boy, in a similar romantic moment, says, "I got to go do inventory at the diner." Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, the album's called Shocktober by MOES HAVEN, and I got to be honest with you, Charlie, it hasn't done very well. The numbers are in. The album's been out for 9 years, and it's earned $35. It cost me $55 to put it up online to make it available for sale. So I'm down $20 still. 9 years into this. 9 years in. Yeah. So maybe listeners of this fine podcast, just stream it on Spotify. If you stream the whole album, I make about 7 cents. And frankly, that's huge for this album. Now, Alison's Birthday is a great Australian horror movie that we've covered on this show a few episodes ago.
Yeah, one of the first podcasts, right?
Yeah, and it's one of the first. Actually, I think it was the first movie we watched in Shock December too, wasn't it?
It might have been, yeah.
Or that might have been Fair Game.
It was right up there, though.
Anyway, and it's one of the first horror movie songs Tom and I did. This is called Alison's Birthday. Bum 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 bum. If you're warned not to go home on your 19th birthday and your relatives invite you to celebrate it, you better say no way. Alison, you're such a sap. She couldn't say no, 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 no. That's the thing about that movie. Her friend was crushed by a bookcase, and an evil spirit clearly stated, "Do not return home on your 19th birthday."
Mm-hmm.
And And then, 3 or 4 years later, when she turned 19, she goes home and barely references what happened.
Yeah, she was guilted into it by her aunt, I think, or who
Her
tells her
caretaker,
that
whatever relation.
yeah, tells her that her uncle or something is not doing well, and she's on the fence about going. She's like at school, and she's like, I don't think I can make it. And then she just needs that little nudge, despite the warning of death. And she's like, I'm there. I'm there.
I'm sorry. That was that was a tough. The premise. It should. I guess they wanted an exciting movie, but the only way to explain that she went is that it had to have been a more subtle warning, earlier in life, or the warning didn't even have to happen. Actually.
Yeah, it's still a great movie, and I really like the feel of it, and I like the ending too.
Devil Master is the first movie we covered in this podcast, Charlie. And
cool.
And this song is awesome.
Well, he's the devil master, he's the devil master, oh yeah. He's the devil master, oh yeah. And he's the devil master, he's the devil master, oh yeah. The devil master, oh yeah. Laval, 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 Laval. Blessing, 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 oh wow. Laval, blessing, oh wow. He's got a girl in his living room just sitting in a tent, and he's telling her, baby, you don't understand what I meant, oh no.
That's good, huh?
So you were rhyming wow with Laval there?
Yeah, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of like In the Rain Again, or one of those classic poetic license. Yeah, go for it. That's nice.
Oh yeah, it works. It works.
Yeah, it's very to the point, that song. It's a good tribute to the main character of a movie that we love.
Now, I would say that the album's unsuccessful because the songs are about incredibly obscure horror movies, but all of our songs are equally unsuccessful. So it's not just that. Our love songs are equally failures. So anyone out there want to support a great independent band, MOES HAVEN, MOES HAVEN.
And the fact that they're obscure movies is that they're due for a little tribute, so it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. We do cover Halloween and Halloween 4 in this album. Those are the most mainstream ones by far.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Tom sing about the Beyond. What are your thoughts on the Beyond before we do that, though, Charlie?
Well, I'm not the hugest Italian horror fan, so it's out there. I can barely remember what happens. I remember some of the scenes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a huge hit during a Shock Marathon, but I know there are people who are really into that, into the Italian stuff. So let's give it a listen.
This is a fun, short, awesome little song by Tom.
Apparently there are places in the world where hell is so much closer to the surface of the earth than anyone ever thought. If you happen to build a hotel on one of these plots of land, your life will go badly from then on. And there's girls from hell and there's dogs from hell with blind white eyes that all come from hell, and they haunt and kill and then die and return, and zombies come and get shot in the shoulder, and the living can't be too much bolder than to try to save this film, but it can't work cause Italian movies make no sense.
Is that great?
Gem. I forgot about that one. That's great. It's so
Yeah.
nice.
It's really good. Nice little guitar picking going on there. And if any of the three of us are gonna give the Beyond a fair shake, it's Tom, I think.
Yeah, he's a lot more measured and thoughtful than we are, I think, generally.
Next up is Creature from the Black Lake. Creature from Black Lake, right? Well, there's one error in the title. The title of the song is called Pahu (parentheses Creature from the Black Lake). That was a mistake on my part when I titled the song. My apologies.
Yeah, you're a busy guy. It's okay.
There should be more typos in song titles. I like that.
Yeah.
But this is a tribute to probably my favorite character in the history of movies, Pahu, who's just pure joy and excitement. And let's listen to my song about him.
Pahu pahu. I wanna be just like you. You say what's on your mind. You're really one of a kind. You search until you find the creature from the Black Lake. Pahu pahu. You love burgers and fries, and the police chief's daughter with her pretty, pretty eyes. And pahu pahu. You try and you try. You try and you try to give her the eye. But pahu pahu. She goes for your friend. She goes for your friend. But this story doesn't end. You roll.
Beautiful, huh?
Yeah, it's a good tribute. I like it. You did a good job to focus on your favorite aspect of the movie, favorite character, and just run with it.
Yeah, just run with it. The songs don't have to be full synopses of the plots.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're getting toward, those are the highlights really. Let's see, there's a few other worthy. We should talk about Kiyomi from Curse of the Screaming Dead. I can't wait to cover this movie because the characters, especially Kiyomi. What a character! Tell us what you recall about Kiyomi, Charlie.
Okay, well, Curse of the Screaming Dead, zombie movie made in Maryland, very early 1980-ish, 81, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And Kiyomi is a really lovable character who is not sighted, is blind, and that gives her the ability to hear very well. And she could hear things, but everyone gives her short shrift and doesn't want to pay attention when she says that she's hearing like a church bells or something that could mean danger. And she just needs love. Is all Kiyomi wants love from her boyfriend, and he is really like giving her little attention, and he doesn't seem very understanding. So our hearts go out to her. And she's listed in the credits as blind, in quotes, Kiyomi, I think, which is really weird. Why not just Kiyomi? It seems very mean, but
yeah, I know. Like they should have, like the other characters should have been like quote bombastic, and then whatever, or annoying, or what was the Kiyomi's friend, the blonde girl? She should have been annoying, blank,
annoying someone, half in the bag, somebody, yeah.
Poor Kiyomi. So this is a great tribute to a wonderful character named Kiyomi, who she knows if they just listened to her, they would have stayed out of a lot of trouble, right, Charlie?
I think so, yes.
Oh, Kiyomi knows that if you steal a journal from a Confederate graveyard, then life for you will be hard. 'Cause in the book it tells all about the hell that they went through. Kiyomi, what we gonna do? What we gonna do?
It's dark and beautiful, huh? Do I see tears? Charlie, are you crying?
It's compression. You can't. No, it is nice. I enjoy that. She's the most memorable part of that movie, probably. We love her. We actually drew a picture. We had Ollie draw a picture and a tribute to her in our book.
This is the extent to which we enjoy these films, folks. We make T-shirts, we make songs, we write books, and we do a podcast, all for these silly little movies that made a deep impact on all of us as children before we even knew each other. I would think is where it really started. The stuff that was on TV on a Saturday afternoon, and then we just let it get out of control.
I was gonna say something different, but yeah, that's good.
Two more songs. One, let's give Halloween 4 a quick listen, because Halloween 4 is a great movie, and I don't think it gets the respect it deserves from horror fans, because it's part of the Halloween series, and of course you're going to give more credit to part 1. But frankly, 1 through 5 are all awesome. That's my thoughts, at least. Charlie. And for late 80s, it's 88, I believe, for Halloween 4. And it doesn't make the mistakes that so many other late 80s horror make. Tell your thoughts.
Some people are really into it.
Okay.
I think the general public just assumes that all sequels are bad, and
Yeah.
it's like a joke that Friday the 13th gets up this high or Halloween gets up this high. But if you just look at it as its own movie, kind of, yeah, it's really good. And I feel like after part 3, they gave it a little more thought to think, how are we going to nail this horror movie? And they did.
I love parts 4 and 5 more and more each time I see them. And here's a great song about Halloween 4.
Well, Michael's got a little niece in Haddonfield. Won't get no peace until she's dead and buried all away. But Loomis, he will do his best to keep Mike from fulfilling his quest of killing everyone who shares his DNA. And anybody else who happens to get in his way.
It's beautiful, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
Not enough songs have the line or the phrase killing anyone who shares his DNA, you know? That's
Yeah,
what I
that's
say.
true.
And lastly, a movie called The Pack, which we will cover eventually, is a movie about well, the plot is about dogs on an island. Like people go spend the summer on this resort island where and their summer homes, and they bring dogs with them, but they leave the dogs there when they go home for, at the end of the summer. And all these dogs feel so sad to be left there that they form an evil pack and start attacking people. Now that's the plot, but this song is primarily about the son of the real estate developer who's being pushed to consummate a relationship with a woman who's been brought out there by the real estate developer. Tell us more about that scenario, Charlie.
Well, he's a minor character because I guess Joe Don Baker is the main character, and he plays a scientist.
He's like the hero, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Joe Don Baker as scientist is great, and there's a very wealthy, pushy dad who has a sort of sensitive son, and he hires a cheerleader, Dallas Cowboys cheerleader type girl, to try to cozy up to the son. I haven't watched this in a while.
Yeah,
but
no, that sounds right to me.
yeah, and the son is just a sensitive guy who doesn't want to be pushed around by his dad, number one, and two, he likes women. He doesn't want to do anything disrespectful to the woman or have this situation be forced. So he really endeared himself to us, and he has a great chase scene, which is one of the shock moments, a slow motion thing that we really like.
Well, you set it up perfectly for this song. Let's hear it. The Pack by MOES HAVEN.
Well, you see, my daddy's got this woman that he brought for me to a resort island where the dogs run free. And people, they keep on leaving us all alone, insinuating that we need some time together. And when they do that, I just take her for a walk with me, and I amaze her with my knowledge of trees and plants and weather. Someday I'm gonna be the hero when a pack of dogs chases me off a cliff into a watery grave. And if you ask me why I'd do something like that, I'd tell you that I'd sacrifice myself if it was her life that I'd save. Because I love her, oh yes, I love her so much.
So he does love her, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's an unlikely odd couple relationship, but when they go for those walks, they start to bond somehow, and then he really does start to love her, I think, but he doesn't want it to come about in this forced way that his dad has set up.
And like
so.
she seems like a bimbo, but she's surprisingly interested in the stories that he tells her about plants.
Yeah. That's what I want in a horror movie.
Yes.
You know?
So true.
It's great.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this special episode of the Shock Marathons podcast. We're gonna try to get back on task beginning next month, but because frankly, I don't have any more placeholder concepts that I can think of. You, Charlie?
Is this like a clip show from a sitcom?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody gets locked in a gymnasium, and then they
then-
say, "Remember when?"
Oh, we should do that sometime. We should. Hey, remember that time we reviewed?
Dude.
Yeah, and then highlights. That's a good idea. So, if we're able to get things back together, we'll have a regular episode next month. Otherwise, Charlie and I will be locked in a gymnasium together discussing previous episodes of the podcast. Just any more thoughts? Are you good, Charlie?
We just got to mention the contest if someone writes.
Oh yeah,
us.
tell us.
Okay. We'll say the first person to write in you can write to me, Charlie at ShockMarathons.com, and mention which song they liked best from today's episode. We will send you a copy of the Dying Elk Herd's new CD. The Dying Elk Herd is a band that they're our friends, and they wrote the Don't Let the River Beast Get You song. So they've got a new CD out, which you should listen to.
And that song is on it, too.
Right. That song is on it, and you could listen to it on Spotify, buy it on Amazon, all that good stuff. But we have a promotional copy that we can give out to the first person to write in to Charlie at ShockMarathons.com saying your favorite horror song from this episode.
So do that, folks. Hurry up. It's only the first person to do it gets this awesome free CD from the Dying Elk Herd. Fun CD. I've got the CD. I listen to it on Spotify, though, so that they can earn a few pennies, too.
Yeah, me too. And I guess when you write in, you should, should we get back to them and ask for the address after they win? I guess we'll do that.
Yeah, or just send your address. Chances are, if you're writing in, you are the only person writing in, and you're the winner.
Yeah.
For Charlie, this is Matt Farley saying thank you for tuning in to this very special episode of the Shock Marathons podcast. Good night.